imagine a world without antibiotics? Well, get ready, because in the very near future, every single one of us will have to prepare to live without them again. And it's not going to be pretty. As a nursing major, this is very alarming to me, as it should be to all of you, especially parents of children and little children. And of course, y'all know me, I'm Jessica, and I'm going to talk to y'all about a very important topic, antibiotic resistance. So, you ask, what is antibiotic resistance? It is where a bacteria changes in a way that prevents the effectiveness of an antibiotic. In other words, the antibiotic does not work on bacteria. There are three main reasons for antibiotic resistance: misuse and overuse of the antibiotic, and then mutation of bacteria that the antibiotic is trying to kill. Although we are used to relying on antibiotics to cure many bacterial infections, there are now numerous strains of bacteria that have become resistant to even the strongest of our antibiotics, which penicillin, that's one of our strongest, and it's starting to go bye-bye. It is causing infections that can result in death. According to the CDC, which is Centers of Disease Control, each year in the U.S., at least 2 million people become infected with bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics, and at least 23,000 die as a result of these infections. The first reason that bacteria are becoming resistant is because of misuse of an antibiotic. When you are prescribed an antibiotic by your doctor, you must take the antibiotic as ordered to. You must also complete the whole course of the antibiotic, even if you think you feel better. And never skip doses, ever. And don't reuse them for another illness or give it to other people. When this sort of improper use happens, the antibiotic will wipe out some bacteria, but not all of it. The bacteria that do survive can become resistant and be spread to others around you. The second reason bacteria is becoming resistant is because of overuse. According to the CDC, if antibiotics are used too often, especially for things they cannot treat, like colds or other viral infections, they begin to become ineffective against the harmful bacteria when you really need them. Remember, antibiotics do not treat infections caused by viruses like colds or sore throats or ear infections. So do not take them when they are not needed. The third and most important reason for antibiotic resistance is the mutation of the bacteria that the antibiotic is trying to kill. A mutation is when the DNA sequence in the bacteria is changed. Even though some mutations are not harmful, there are a few that are harmful, very, very harmful to us. Bacteria are always multiplying by the billions, and few of the bacteria will spontaneously mutate. For the few bacteria that mutate, some can make the bacteria drug resistant, and these new antibiotic resistant bacteria multiply to make more drug resistant bacteria. The era of antibiotics is coming to a close. The more resistant our bacteria become, the less likely an antibiotic will work. Although doctors have been in a race to stay a few steps ahead of the increasingly growing amount of resistant bacteria, it seems that bacteria has always been multiple steps ahead of us. Bacteria are great survivors and one of our biggest threats to the human race. If we can stop the misuse and overuse of antibiotics and somehow stop the bacteria from mutating, we might have a chance to stop the increasing growth and resistance. So it is our duty as humans to try to use the antibiotics properly. Don't overuse it. If you're not feeling good, take other medications. Do not run to the doctor and get an antibiotic right off the bat unless it's very important. And then, yeah, does anyone have any questions? Well, great. Thank you for being my audience today.
Yeah.